Hi, everybody. I think one of the most intriguing Jewish innovations of the last 3 decades was JDate. And why JDate? Maybe not for the reason you think. It's because in 1990, they did a national demographic study, and the organized Jewish community started freaking out about higher intermarriage rates. Now, whether that's actually something worth freaking out about or not, I think is a whole separate conversation and isn't where I align on it necessarily. But in terms of the response, JDate found a way to meet a demonstrated and expressed community need while laughing all the way to the bank. What we do not, I still remember my screen name on JDate. I didn't want to pay for some months, so it said SN for screen name and then the number and the whatever the name is. Some of you may know that. But then ultimately it was like, you actually want to talk to people, you pay $40 a month. They laughed all the way to the bank. So why are we as a Jewish community not actively seeking out ways to design concept structures, models that we know that people are willing to pay fair market value for and that simultaneously actually help us achieve our substantive Jewish educational goals? So, enter the well. We had the opportunity to have a guy in Los Angeles who professionally designs escape rooms build for us a Passover Seder-inspired escape room. Professionally done. We popped it up in Metro Detroit. We rented out a loft apartment in the cool part of town, popped it up, thousands of dollars in ticket sales over the course of a week because you could charge $100 a group for 6 to 8 people to come. The room itself built with beautiful, awesome content. So the major takeaway, which I'm going to keep shouting, is we need to get away from free. We need to get away from this concept of free. We need to, from the very beginning, build models that we know we can charge for that accomplish our goals, not only locally, but then ideally from the design phase, build them in a way such that they are easily replicable, adaptable, exportable to other communities around the country. And my steal this pitch today is I'm looking to build that pipeline. I don't want to have to be the one who creates every single thing. I want to know what others are creating that we can bring here, and whatever we create, I'm really excited to share in other communities as well. So in terms of what people are willing to pay for, they're willing to go to escape rooms. That's an example. We know this, right? We did another one with Sukkot with an immersive dinner theater experience. We find things that people are willing to pay for. We infuse it chock full of content. And then this past year, we were able to have this happen in 4 other communities around the country because we put together the Idiot's Guide. We licensed it out for next to nothing at $500 a pop, $500 in materials. Organizations are in for $1,000, and they can make thousands of dollars utilizing and exposing people to substantive Jewish experiential ed. So seeing that pop up in other communities, the news that it made, the impact it had on their own communities was very exciting. And I think for me, the clarion call is, how are we going to make this happen in as many places as possible? Because I'm really tired of fundraising all the time, which is inevitably a huge chunk of my job, right? How can we build models with intention to make money for everybody? All right? So the major takeaways I would suggest humbly are, first of all, people and young adults, which is my specialty area, but people in general are willing to pay for Jewish experiences. They're willing to pay for things provided that they are being executed at a professional caliber. Too often I would reach out to someone who said, ugh, we can't spend $500 on your escape room, we'll just Google something and make it happen instead. And then they put on an inferior product that people aren't coming to, and if they do come, they say that was crappy, and then they associate not professional experience with Jewish, and that doesn't help anybody, and it doesn't help us accomplish our goals. Second, we can actually make money doing programming. And I know it's a crazy way to think of things, but we can make money doing Jewish programming while educating people substantively. Third, not every organization has to create it. There can be some who are doing R&D on behalf of others, but what we do need to establish is that meaningful pipeline that we can help these things pop up in other communities around the country. Fourth, we needed at least a little bit of investment to make it happen. For example, on the escape room, we were a loss leader. We spent $5,000 to create the game. But now, every time we license it to a community for $500, we actually are going to make money too, in addition to setting up each of these additional communities to make money. And finally, again, distribution network is key. So my takeaway would be, let's commit to designing these experiences that can pop up all over from the design phase with intention. B, let's make sure that we are going to create things that people are actually willing to pay for and infuse those with the content we want them to get, instead of thinking from the outset, what do they need? Ask them what they want and design from there. And finally, working together creatively to build that distribution network so that we can have these things happen all over and we can all laugh all the way to the bank. Thanks.